Is it possible for cats to find a scent of a fruit so foul that it could almost match the aroma of a garbage can to us? Complete trash, a true dumpster. Yes, it is. For some felines, just the mere smell of an orange can send them running in the opposite direction. In this material, we will talk about the feline disdain for oranges, where it comes from, and what that citrus odor could signal and mean to cats. Interesting topic, so grab your favorite orange soda and join me. This could be quite interesting. I've got you covered. Stay tuned. In order to understand why some felines find oranges so gross, it's important to view things from the feline point of view, at least as much as possible. Let's begin with smell. The ability to smell. As I've covered many times here on the channel, the feline nose is quite remarkable. It's roughly 15 times more sensitive than us humans. This means that a cat can receive almost an endless number of scents, and recognize them, committing them to memory, as in positive and negative associations. Additionally, whatever is recognized is quite pronounced. Imagine the scents that you're currently able to recognize, heightened to the max. Everything is pretty much on that 11 out of 10 scale for felines, at least compared to us. And just to add more to the point, let's talk physical reaction. In our day-to-day, whatever we smell, if it's strong enough, we'll have a physical response, a behavioral response. We'll either want more of it to smell it again, or we'll make our own run for the hills and never want it again. Have you ever smelled something so awful that you actually laughed? In those high-end cases, it's more than just an odor. It could even be a point of conversation. And this is just the human side. For a feline, that response can be all the more intense, especially if a cat runs across something they find to be very unpleasant. So, with that foundation in place, let's roll out those oranges. Why do cats find them so foul? What is it about oranges that can really get in a cat's nose and give them a major reaction? Found in oranges are two distinct essential oils, limonene and linalool. This gives an orange its punch, that strong citrus aroma that many of us have come to know and love over the course of our lives. Oranges as we know them, they really aren't oranges, at least the scent, without these essential oils. So how does this powerful citrus fragrance come across in the feline world? Potent, that's the word here, potent, extremely potent. Keep in mind, even with a clear nose and sinuses, all systems working, we just don't measure up compared to felines, not when it comes to smell. If we find something to be off-putting or strong, the citrus aroma, as the example here, then a cat, it might just blow their fur back. An orange, a nice fresh orange, the citrus can pack a punch to the nose, but if you're a cat with a top-flight sniffer, you can likely imagine what happens. It's not the same smell that we enjoy. It could be quite foul and way too strong to handle. Think of it like this, as a human example. As being in a small room after way too much air freshener has been sprayed. Think of it as a citrus air freshener gone wild. Very strong. Gives you a headache. Not pleasant. As for finding oranges gross and something many cats hate, most of the time it likely runs deeper than just a one-off, one sniff and there's a negative reaction. The powerful citrus, it could play mind tricks with a cat just a bit, raising red flags that anything that strong is harmful. It could signal that danger is in the area. What they're seeing, the orange itself, is a threat, and very likely a threat to touch and eat. Something that foul, it should be left alone. On its face, this response really has nothing to do with the orange, but rather instincts and perhaps past history. Cats know, especially in the wild, that anything that's a bit too funky in the odor department, it could pose a problem and should be avoided. Many times, cats back away from oranges because they're leaning on what they've learned from prior experiences with other things. Going back to human examples, have you ever smelled something so strong and unpleasant that it left lasting effects? Has something ever irritated your nose because it was just so foul? I mentioned headache from a strong air freshener, perhaps an irritated or stuffy nose, lasting many hours after the fact. Due to the properties found in an orange, the essential oils that I noted earlier, a strong whiff of an orange, especially at close contact, could actually cause a bit of irritation for a cat, nasal irritation. Certainly this could be enough to produce a negative reaction. So in the big picture, where does this really leave a feline, perhaps your feline? It leaves them with a very lasting impression, an impression that's not so good. I speak quite often about the positive and negative associations. If your cat has a few run-ins with an orange, some orange comes sneaking around the corner and your cat gets a sniff, that's a bad association. If your cat does have a negative reaction, so much of it could be based on past experiences, even more than what's happening in the moment. Once that aroma hits, your cat won't forget it, and they'll say, "Oh, that stinky thing from way back when. Can't recall what those humans said it was, but it's potent, and it made my nose tickle." What we have established here today is that oranges are so foul and gross that cats hate them. Just your common garbage dump. Terrible stuff. But here's the grand caveat, and you probably expected it. While it is true that a lot of cats aren't fans of citrus and do find that scent unappealing, this doesn't apply to every cat. Some cats, they just don't care. Ever seen those videos where folks place cucumbers on the floor behind cats while they're eating? Some jump to the ceiling while others just are indifferent. Yeah, that's sort of how it goes with the mighty oranges. The truth about citrus is that it's not a complete truth across the board. One of the main reasons why some cats are rather indifferent is possibly found in that, just like people, all sniffers are not created equal. At least they don't stay equal over time. Because even though cats can smell an odor on one side of the world while standing on the other, some felines, well, they just aren't as healthy, or perhaps as healthy as they once were. Some cats are simply too old for those senses to react the same way they did many years ago. It truly all comes down to sensitivity. If a cat's nose just isn't all that sensitive anymore, they'll certainly still smell that orange, but it won't be as potent to invoke a truly negative response. But as for the foul smell, the grossness, for cats that do hate those oranges, it really all boils down to an incredible sensitivity, a heightened sense of smell, and those essential oils, the makeup of an orange. When you mix those two together, you can get a bit of oil and water going on, not a friendly relationship. The citrus smell that many of us love, it can frankly just be way too strong for a cat, so strong that it becomes very nasty and off-putting. This is why, and I've mentioned it several times on the channel regarding other topics, sometimes the best way to keep your cat from jumping up on tables and countertops, yep, that's citrus. It has long since been used as a deterrent, and now we know why. To the audience of Senior Cat Wellness, have you finished your orange soda, your orange juice? What are your thoughts on this topic? Does your cat find oranges to be foul, or is your pet just as indifferent as the day is long? Your thoughts and your personal ownership stories? That comment section, as always, it's all yours. And if you enjoyed this content, please give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you as a member of the Senior Cat Wellness family. And until next time, thank you so very much for watching, and I will talk to you later.